Everyone, welcome back to another Cultural Points on the channel. Here we are going to dive into the cultural point of anime this morning. I understand that this can be a controversial topic within the realm of Apostolic Pentecostals. I just want to have a disclaimer up front that I am neither supporting nor promoting anime. This is simply a cultural introduction over this topic. Hence the memorabilia and the shirt as well, to just kind of give a background and just kind of make a theme for this topic that we are going to talk about. Again, I am not in support one way or the other of this media through this video. It is just a topical analysis, and it is just a type of an introduction to it and letting you know that, hey, this is what some of the Japanese culture is interested in, this is where it comes from it, and this is how it applies spiritually. So let's go ahead and dive in here. What exactly is anime? So first off, the first thing that we want to talk about is that anime is hand-drawn and computer animation originating from Japan, okay? Now, in Japan and in Japanese, anime describes all animated works, regardless of style or origin, right? So, however, outside of the nation of Japan, though, and in English, anime is a colloquial for the Japanese animation specifically. And it refers specifically to animation originating and developed in the nation of Japan. Now, animation produced outside of Japan, similar to the Japanese animation style, such as Avatar: The Last Airbender, if you've ever heard of that show, referred to as anime influenced. So, just for example's sake, Avatar: The Last Airbender would be an anime influence show. It is not necessarily anime such as Pokemon or Dragon Ball Z or something of that nature that does come and originates from the nation of Japan. So the earliest Japanese commercial animation dates to 1917, but the characteristic art style emerged in the 1960s with the works of cartoonist Osamu Tezuka. Now, this would spread the following decades, developing a large domestic audience. Anime is distributed theatrically through the movie theaters, through television broadcast, although primarily in Japan. You don't really see much of it in America. I'm not sure about other nations. If you are from another nation and you have anime on your TV, primarily through the media, airwaves, and they show shows about that, go ahead and leave us a comment. Let us know that, yeah, it's not just Japan that has these on their TVs. I know in America, some TV networks have started producing anime and showing them, but much of that, to my knowledge, and when I was a child growing up, was really done under the Adult Swim network, shown after midnight for adults, which kind of leads into where this animation area can be. But I'll talk a little bit about that later on in the video. So anime is distributed also directly to home media, DVD, Blu-ray, that type of thing, VHS. If you remember VHS, that's been a long time ago. Kind of dating myself there. I'm a 90s kid. Also through over the internet by live streaming, and they also have apps now where you can watch anime. In addition to the original works, such as the Japanese animation, anime, the term can also mean the Japanese animation style, which would encapsulate the manga as well, Japanese comics. And also there's the light novels, which would be like a young adult novel for us in America and those that are not familiar with the term light novel. But some of the graphics do have kind of that graphic novel type design on some of the pages every so many chapters or so. And then of course we have video games. One of the examples of the video game that I would just bring up that I feel is safe to bring up is Kingdom Hearts. It's a cross between Square Enix's Final Fantasy series and Disney. Of course, this also falls into the anime-inspired category, given that Square Enix's anime-styled characters are going to be in this genre and going to be in this video game. Well, I want to take a few seconds and just talk about the 5 most broad genres of anime. These are not encapsulating all the anime genres. This is just the 5 most broad. So the first one is shonen, which is mainly for boys, and shoujo, which is the opposite for girls. Seinen, josei, and kodomomuki. Okay? But that's not all. There's thousands of genres and thousands of subgenres. Some of the most popular are action, comedy, slice of life, which would be like the day-to-day type things that we just go through and deal with day-to-day life, such as a man going to the office or a girl going to a Japanese high school. Such as those things are included in a slice of life anime. drama, tragedy, psychological, historical, mecha, which is like robots and mechanics, that type of thing, military, and of course, two that I would definitely advise you to stay away from would be supernatural and magic, and of course, there's also romance, which depending on your type of genre you pick, could be anywhere from the light-hearted romance all the way to what would be considered pornography. And we really want to stay away from those things, especially since that influence can be detrimental to us as Christians and believers and to the mission in the nation of Japan. So one of the things that I definitely want to mention about anime is the fact that I just left off on the romance. Some of these can stray into an area known as hentai and ecchi, which is colloquially Japanese porn. And we definitely want to stay away from those, and this is much of the reason why I try to stay away from anime myself. That influence is prevalent not only in those type of genres, but also in some of the lesser, I would use the term lightly, safer anime to watch. There's a lot of something called fan servicing, which is where the artist and the animators tend to take a female character and portray her in a way that is more essentially pronounced than what would be traditionally seen and stylized of that female character in a normal type of American entertainment. Of course, I do understand also that this has been a long-standing Japanese type of entertainment, and to my knowledge, in the nation of Japan, some of this is not such a big deal and can be seen as a joke. This is a cultural split between our American Western influence and the Asian influence there. However, I also want to say that as Christians, we should hold ourselves to a higher standard of godliness, and we need to overcome some of those things. So for the sake of the mission, maybe much of this type of entertainment should be set aside or at least left at the foot of the cross in the light of Jesus. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Some of the things that I also want to talk about in this video is how animation can be used for the gospel. So the anime style of art is not a bad thing in and of itself. It's just an art style. And it can be used to promote the gospel, such as in these types of media I have right here. We see the anime type of style, but promoting the gospel in a way that can be used to benefit the kingdom of God. There's also a short manga about Jesus that you can actually purchase these on Amazon. And it talks about the story of Jesus and promotes Jesus. And these are just anime style, manga style type of art, but promoting the work of Jesus Christ and promoting the mission. Thank you guys for tuning into this week's Cultural Points. God bless you. We'll see you next time.
Hey guys, it's Brother Brett. Really hope you enjoyed that cultural point. If you would like a more in-depth look at anime culture in Japan and how that affects the missions, maybe a part 2 to this video, go ahead and just give me a comment down and I might be able to make that happen, maybe with a collaboration, maybe have one of the missionary kids or another missionary come on with me. Thank you guys.